Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Sunbreak. Still working through grinding stuff as necessary. There's a current challenge for me, is curious weapon crafting. The order of stuff is out of whack. I think it's Afflicted Dire Hardhorns apparently require level 160 plus anomaly investigations. Yet the Risen Dragon Bones can be gotten before that. It just feels a bit out of order. Probably it has something to do with the order content was released, and that probably affects it somehow. But today I need to get Afflicted Shards. But Afflicted Shards require over level 100 according to a game 8. I don't know. Maybe they're wrong. It's just the first thing that pops up. But I need Anjanath, Pukei Pukei, Rathian, or Tobi Kadachi over level 100. But I wasn't super thorough, but the highest anomaly quest for any of those that I have is like 60. I need to clear these out because they're all under level and I don't need them. I'll keep the Kezu though. And the Bishton. It's sort of the issue where you tend to get the higher tier monsters as you keep going because you're fighting high tier monsters and it seems to give similar tiers to what you're currently hunting. At least for me. So the only real option I have to get those scales, or Menopy scales, whatever the part's called, is to either hope, I think it's basically hope I get lucky, or pick whatever the highest level I have is and repeatedly hunt it until it's at the level I need it. I think this is the best option right now. I'll do one hunt, see how many levels it goes up. My assumption is it will get to at most like 75 and I'd have to hunt it another couple times to get it on level, but it will give me scales that I might need, and there are Almudron drops that I require, even if it's not afflicted. But before I go out, Pukei Pukei is thunder. I don't have a thunder set up yet. I really should make one. I have a thunder weapon, but it's not great. Ice seems to be the second best, so I probably do Charge Blade for that. The only question is Almudron, because Almudron's resistant to ice, which it isn't. So yeah, ice seems like it's the best choice because it's effective on both of them. So it should work fine. It's also super underleveled. Not that it's not really underleveled from like a practical perspective. I remembered to change my switch skills. Oh, it's not these switch skills. These switch skills are fine. But I need to work on my brain just went completely blank. Yeah, I have no idea what I was saying. It's kind of... I got distracted by the switch skill that wasn't even for this weapon. It's a different setup that I need to switch the switch skill. It's kind of remarkable how you just completely forget everything you were saying because something else took the focus. It's kind of interesting. It's awful, it's annoying. But technically I probably should be grabbing berries and stuff for extra points, extra quests. But anyway, the only things that I can talk about that might even be remotely related would be the monster that I'm hunting. Like... No, it was this thunder setup. The thunder setup is what I think I was originally focused on. And that has a sort of broader question. I haven't set it up because I don't know how effective it is as a weapon. Oh, and definitely not what I was talking about. But they refer to it as thunder, though it should probably be lightning, right? Still got the enhancement, which is what I wanted. That was close. Can I do this?
Are you ready?
Yeah, that's not great, but it technically functioned. I know this is not the best place to attack. Ah. Okay, I'm stuck in his armpit. Not really an armpit, it's a leg pit, but... I bet hit its tail. Oh no, I was talking about how it wasn't really under-leveled because it's not like I've... Like, the gear I'm using is strong, but it's not... It hasn't been super enhanced by Curio. Like, this weapon is still just as strong as it would be in any scenario. The only difference is I have a few bits of armor crafting that I've done. Which the armor crafting doesn't...
It's all over for you.
The armor crafting doesn't do too much. It just adds a couple skills, which is big. I think there might be a red... it doesn't look like there's a red wire bug. I guess there's one in zone 9. I'm kind of... Oh, that was very quick. I wish I could change the camera. I wasn't really paying attention because I was more focused on the fact that I couldn't move the camera around. I probably should have done the usual, switch up. And switched to ride the Almudron to beat up the Pukei Pukei. I should have enhanced my sword. I don't know how much that like, there's no reason not to, but... I don't know how vital it is. Oh yeah, I forgot about the third attack. Yeah. Not much I can do in that exact scenario.
You have my thanks.
Break the mud ball that's not actually being held by the tail properly. This is gonna miss. Oh. I can die? Oh, he didn't even attack. Okay. I would have assumed he'd be targeting me there.
You're done for.
I wonder if I'm doing something, whether there's something I should change there with how I'm, whether there's something that can be done after landing post axe hopper. Oh, the classic. It's actually so unfortunate when you lose your opportunity. Like, you lose time on the knockdown because the monster falls asleep, you cut their tail, stuff like that.
Down the bomb.
It's really quite annoying. Okay.
This is going
Okay,
to
this should be
hurt.
good. Except for the fact that it shifted sideways, which is not ideal, but... Okay. Oh yeah, this attack. Oh. Excellent aim. Can I just run through it? Okay, it still does hit. It just doesn't hit very hard.
It's targeting you.
I'm just thinking right now about the Monster Hunter Wilds and its weapon previews.
Face my fury.
Maybe I should have gone for the head there? I don't actually know. Like, I don't remember anything particular from the... I think the charge blade has already been shown. I don't remember anything particular. And like, climbing wise, the switch axe one has just been shown. And honestly, it had a few things that seemed different, but nothing stunning. And I think the charge blade's sort of that sort of state. It had some things that could be interesting, but nothing out of this world. Or nothing that to me stood out, but I could be missing obvious stuff. Yeah, charge blade was a while ago because there are people
Let us move.
talking about it having a faster SAED. I don't know how it's... I mean, it's not really a word, it's an acronym, so it doesn't really need a pronunciation, but...
Looks useful.
It's kind of... Or is it an initialism? Because, like, I think FBI... Oh, I can't remember. Acronyms and initialisms are... I think FBI is an initialism because you just say FBI, you don't call it FB. But people pronouncing SAED would make it an acronym, I think. Though, I think initialisms are a type of acronym. So it's not like, oh, it's not an acronym. It's just, it's a specific, it might be a specific type. What is it? What is it? What? What is it doing? Yeah, it's, since it's that, it doesn't really need a pronunciation, but, like, FB, you don't pronounce FBI FB. But is there super armor on that, but like very minor super armor? Okay, couldn't avoid it. Wrong button. Ah, that's gonna miss because it wasn't actually attacking anyone in an effective manner. I'm really not a fan of... Oh, great timing on that, actually. The exact moment I hit Axe Hopper,
I'll show you no mercy.
it did that. Wonderful.
Observe how it's done.
Just do that instantly.
Masterful
Like,
work.
the Switch Axe one just felt minor. There were a couple, like the focus mode attack seemed kinda neat, just because it had the explosion at the end. At least I think it did. Like, there's not really a lot of flair in most of them. Like, the Insect Glaive kind of interested me because of the spinning on the monster. And Gunlance had a couple things that were interesting. most of the others weren't particularly memorable. With the, well, I mean, Greatsword's memorable because I think the focus attack looks terrible. Not from like a, oh, it'll be bad for gameplay reasons, but mostly because it just, I think it was the monster. What am I doing? I'm too focused on trying to figure out what I want to say. But like the monster that the attack was used on felt to me like it would be it's too small. Like the Chatacabra, I think is what it was used on, is too short. It's not long enough. Oh, terrible time. Yep. Like, the attack looks like the type of thing that you would hit a really big monster with and run down its side, but instead it just hits this tiny little... Yeah, that's fine, I don't care. I was greedy. But it hits a tiny monster, so it just looks like a weird... I guess it's eating? I guess so unpredictable. It just randomly decides, yep, now's the time to eat some random plants. Not even a mushroom. Just random plants. That would have been good to have for the Anjanath. Somehow it dodged it. Oh,
Wonderful work, my friend.
They really overswing, huh?
Don't let it get away!
Bomb. These bombs are pretty cute.
Come on, doggo.
But it's interesting to think about what hasn't been shown in those showcases.
Not quite sharp enough. No more holding back.
Oh, that was lucky. That's whatever. It was a bad choice. Altaroth material.
It's up to something.
That... Oh, did I input wrong? Oh no. The shield must have worn out just as I activated that.
You're done for.
Axe Hopper's, I think, a bit too convenient. It's probably I'm overusing it. But it's too... Like, you can get into the
Any last words?
hit way quicker, and there's more room for error, I think. Is my impression. I could be wrong. Terrible timing as always.
Thanks for the support. You're done for.
I don't know. Bad choice. I mean, it worked out. Because I managed to dodge that. This is a bad choice. I should actually learn how to cancel that properly. It worked decently, but there's ways to cancel it that aren't just converting it to a shield. At least in some versions of Monster Hunter. I don't know if it's this, but I need to learn that. Well, I should try to learn that.
It's time. Brace yourself. holding back.
That's super fun. It's fun to fight Pukei Pukei occasionally.
Some humans could learn from. You're in danger.
Oh. He's definitely not a super obnoxious monster. Like... Okay, that's input struggles.
Wonderful work, my friend.
Too slow. Yep.
It's up to something.
Okay. Like, I think in this scenario, I just want to hit him
This is going to hurt.
with this right away. Except for the fact that I missed because I didn't go far. I didn't get the right angle. That did still let me finish the input of the files into my shield? No. Conversion into files. Storing the energy in the files would be the correct.
Take this.
Interesting.
It's over.
Did I do okay? I tried my hardest.
But it's kind of neat. I like Pukei Pukei's visual design as I just stare here at its corpse. This claw's pretty funny. Just a single claw. These little bits at the end of the wings. I guess it is supposed to be proper, like, finger system. Is what it looks like. Except for the fact that it's like shoulder, elbow, I guess wrist into fingers. I don't think... I need to see what level... 70, yeah. Only 10 levels gained. There might be a better way to get on level quests. Argosy. I want to see what bird wings look like. Because I know bat wings, but... Yeah, birds have... They don't have the same, like, clear... like, fingers that bats do. And I'd assume a Pukei Pukei would be more closely related to a bird than a bat.
I have faith that you will fulfill your duty.
I just need to clear quests that I don't want. We're not gonna do the same quest again. I might just do the advanced quest now.
Please select the quest that best suits you. Which
Next one would be True King of the Skies. Okay, Shrine Ruins. I don't know what these are weak to. Astalos, Seregios, Silver, Rathalos. Silver is Rathalos, gold is Rathian. Can't remember. Starting from the bottom. Astalos is... any element, it's light. Ice is the best element. Thunder is better, but ice is decent. Silver Rathalos, ice is not really good, but it's not the worst. I mean, thunder would be the best, but again... Actually, but thunder would be explicitly nothing here. Are they weak to... they're 2 blast? No blast. One exhaust. One exhaust. 3 exhaust. I guess it's exhaust switch axe time? That seems like the right choice. It's not up to date though. Oh, the reason that it's different is because this has... Okay, that makes sense. This setup still has this discipline talisman with build-up boost. I think I use... This gives me critical boost 2, flinch free, and the stun resist comes from decorations. So I should be fine to switch that for the Volstrax. The Archfiend gives me level 4 slot burst weakness exploit. The Primordial gives me burst. It doesn't need to give me part breaker, but it can. This is probably better. I don't know if I can swap off of that though. I might lose. I think with this my critical eye is too low. Or it's below 7, which isn't necessarily the end of the world. I don't have any expert jewels to spare. I can't get level 4 jewels yet. I don't really have anything to push here. But I did get more Almudron stuff, and I think Almudron was a
Hey, good to see ya.
requirement for at least some of the critical eye. It's easiest to get Affinity. I could make 2 of those. That feels really wasteful, but I might do it anyway. Super wasteful. But it might make me have to hunt Ibushi, and that's fine. I don't hunt Ibushi very often. Super wasteful. Eventually it will be irrelevant, and these level 2s will not be used, but it's also not that important, I think, because of just sort of the nature. Once I have the level 4 decorations, it'll be easier. The file explosions and stuff don't benefit from critical eye, I think, but it is what it is for now. I won't be able to make it optimal until I have the level 4 decorations available, so I'll just make it work for now. I should probably try to get...
Let us begin.
There's a couple skills that benefit Charge Blade specifically, and also there's a couple skills for Switch Axe that I should look into more. But I'll leave that for now. I think, okay, the best plan is Stinkmink over here, draw them together, take whichever one I can fight. In the Stinkmink process, I need a... Oh, can I check here? Not with my current settings. Okay, 6 and 13. I'll go to 6 right now. 6 through 8. What? What? Just climb, please. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Just as I'm running around, I've been thinking about older cartoons, TV, movies, stuff that like even when I would have first seen it when I was young, it was already old. And just how the things you watch as a kid are like, oh, this is a classic. And like it maybe in a broader sense, no, I didn't forget, good. Maybe in a broader sense it is a classic. Like the Muppets movie from 1979, because I checked yesterday, I think it was 79. Like watching that many years after it was released, but it still feels like, oh, that's a classic movie to me. Despite the fact that I wouldn't be surprised if it would have been a classic movie to like a generation or two before me. Generation in the terms of 20 years, not generation in the terms of like Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z. Not that generation necessarily. Yeah, maybe a generation or two is about right. This is a pretty... I think this is a pretty big Seregios. Or Seregios, I don't know the pronunciation. Is Astalos lost or is he just flying so he's really slow to get to there? Okay, he's just really slow. It's very loud.
Excuse me.
I should be eating. Or drinking. Yeah, the size comparison is pretty funny. Because I would say Astalos is the much more threatening of the two. Because of its, well, not from a gameplay perspective necessarily, but like, Astalos seems so much scarier than Seregios to me. But this Astalos is so much smaller that it kind of loses some of that threat.
I think you had enough.
It's kind of fun. But yeah, like old movies, old TV, it's like at some point many years ago now, my parents bought like Looney Tunes Gold Collection, which is like all the old, well, not maybe not all, but a lot of old Looney Tunes. And a lot of it is incredibly racist. Doesn't portray a culture, other cultures very well, or any cultures very well really, but like it's clearly dated, but some parts of it are still relatively, like, I would say appropriate and not even not troubling in any real way. Like, there might be something that I'm missing, but like, oh, a rabbit, the classic rabbit season, duck season.
It's up to something.
Like, a rabbit convincing a duck back and forth that it's duck season or rabbit season, like that sort of gag. Oh, wow, the Rathalos came very quickly. Holds up well. Like, it might not really be peak comedy.
It hurts.
I hate Seregios so much. I hate bleed as a status effect.
I am in your debt.
It's such an obnoxious status effect to have in a game. Like, I know why it exists. It's to be like, oh, you have to stand still. And it's intentional, but
Are you ready?
it's still just incredibly obnoxious. It's bad. Like, it's just... It's kind of... I wonder at what point old TV and movies will totally be maybe not forgotten, but whether it will eventually sort of not be introduced to people, not be introduced to kids and whatnot. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if the 1979 Muppets movie wasn't super well known with current 12 and 13-year-olds, when I'm pretty sure I probably watched it when I was under the age of 10 the first time. It has a lot of good songs, memorable jokes like A Fork in the Road, that as a kid, it was kind of my first introduction to the concept of, okay, that triple monster hunts are very quick for killing individuals, huh? Like, it was my first introduction to the concept, or the term, like a fork in the road. It's like, I still understood that it was a joke, but I didn't fully understand it, so I asked my parents, oh, what's the joke? Not in this phrasing. I don't remember the phrasing. But, like, I asked what it meant, and they explained it to me. And then it was like, oh, that makes sense. It's a good joke. Like, I just kind of wonder whether that's watched. Like, I bet there's plenty of films that I've never seen that, I don't know. Actually, I guess the perfect example is, well, this is less of a perfect example because it's more of like a sort of middle ground. Like, there's plenty of shows that there are shows that my parents watched growing up that were still on the air for a long time, but I never watched.
Looks useful.
Like Mr. Dress Up? I don't know. Oh, that should have worked. It shouldn't have, but
Some humans could learn.
Mr. Dress Up is a TV show. It's just that I don't remember the specifics because I don't know if I'd ever watched it, which surprised my parents at some point in time when it came up because they watched a documentary about the person who was Mr. Dress Up. Like, it's sort of an interesting thought that there's plenty of things that even to me, they were old when I would have watched them the first time, that people might not watch in the future because they're old.
Thanks for the support.
And like, there's plenty of, you know, old Looney Tunes, like, yeah, people not watching this is reasonable because it's incredibly offensive. But it's such a, it's just interesting to think about what will and won't last the test of time. Like, it's all context specific, because I mean, up until this point, the various Looney Tunes and such have stood, other than, you know, the parts that haven't. The general Looney Tunes have stood the test of time. In general, the Muppets have as well. It's just kind of interesting to think about, like, I know of Casablanca. I've never watched Casablanca. It's like, I wonder if there's a lot of people who know of the Muppets, but have never watched any movies, any of the show. I've barely watched any of the Muppet Show. I'm gonna leave because I just want to focus one at a time. I think technically it would be better to focus the Silver Rathalos and then beat it up, hope it gets a Wyvern Ride, then pull them together and use another Wyvern Ride. That would be more efficient, but I just want to focus on the Astalos. But it's, like, interesting to think about that. And also, at least for me, I never really watched Sesame Street as a kid, which had the Muppets, but I didn't really know that until relatively recently. It's sort of, I wonder if there's people that only know the Muppets from Sesame Street and don't know that there's plenty of movies and the like. Which admittedly, I've only watched the Muppets movie. I haven't watched, there's a Caper one. There's a Muppets Take Manhattan, which I assume is like a Broadway musical type thing. Based on the cover, but it might not be. I don't actually know where Broadway is. I don't know the boroughs of New York.
Thanks for the support.
And I'm not big on theater, so. But I'm pretty sure Broadway's in New York. I just don't know if it's Manhattan.
Help myself,
I could check this while I do this.
Pardon my
I hate small monsters doing this. Broadway. Oh, they would probably call it Broadway. Broadway in Chicago. It's the second thing that popped up. Kind of miss when everything always defaulted to like Wikipedia at the top. It's not the best source of information, but it's pretty good. It is Midtown Manhattan. Okay. So yeah, it's presumably like a Broadway themed Muppets movie. I've only watched one of those. I haven't watched the 2011 movie that, according to Wikipedia, had a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes or some other movie review site. Which is kind of crazy. That's a really high score. Presumably, combination of it was the first Muppets movie in a while, and it was actually well done, I assume. But it's kind of there's been at least one since then. I mean, part of the reason I never watched it is I don't really like going to theaters. But it's just fun to think what lasts, what doesn't. Like my impression, there's plenty of cartoons that will not have a long-lasting like impact. But then there's ones I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if SpongeBob, just because of its, I don't know, ubiquity, it was so well known, if it had some weird long-term, like, people recognize it for years, for decades after it stops airing. I don't know if it has stopped airing. Whereas Danny Phantom was a show, though that one only had a couple seasons as part of the issue probably as well, but at least I think it only had a couple seasons. Like there's, and it's on a specific network, and it's not some, like, it's not a high effort, no offense to the animators, it's not a high effort thing like a puppet based show that takes a ton of work to make.
Some humans could learn from you. It's up to something!
Yeah.
This is bad.
kind of a pain right now. Okay.
After it!
Because like, Muppets has a certain charm that I think, like, I was curious. So like, okay, let's look at some clips from the Muppets movie.
I
Like,
shall use this chance wisely.
there's maybe a few things that are old looking, like the basic visuals are a little old looking.
Excuse me.
Like, the puppets look great still. Because, like, they look great then, why would they look bad now? Because they were real puppets. Like, it's not a case of, like, CGI, where it can look dated. If it's well-made puppets, they're gonna look great now. They're always gonna look good. The music is still fun. There's a song that's maybe a bit a product of its age,
It's targeting you.
which is,
My fury.
oh, I don't remember the name of the dog, but it's a dog that plays piano, singing about, in the sense of like, singing about women in the like women sort of way, that maybe is a bit, you know, clearly a product of it being made in the 70s. But then there's like Rainbow Connection, Moving, it's not Moving Right Along, is it? Is that the name?
I need a remedy.
That's a fun song. Intercut by little gags.
Take this.
Somehow that hit the wing, and not the face. Yeah, this is why I should have done this instead of Yastalos.
Leave this monster to me.
If I had fought, there's an item on the ground, so I'm not gonna leave. If I'd fought the Rathalos first instead of the Yastalos, I would have been able to Wyvern Ride here and get damage on the Yastalos. It would have been more efficient, but
Wonderful work.
I'm not particularly worried.
No mercy.
I'm thinking too much about. It's just, it was a fun song. There were lots of fun songs. There were fun characters.
Farewell, monster.
I'm gonna tell everyone that we went hunting together, Ace.
And I mean, it's Kermit the Frog, you know? Everyone loves
I'll
Kermit.
cook myself, thank you.
I did learn that Jim Henson died at like in his 50s. I didn't pay attention to that because I don't really. It's not particularly important. No offense to that, but like. It's not really a very happy ending. Like. There's a certain. Maybe not 50. 53. Like. It's. Whenever someone dies under the age of, I don't know, like 80? Even if I don't know them, it's just kind of, oh, that's a shame. It's not an ideal age. Over 80, it's like, okay, they're old. It's a weird topic. That was fun. That's a pretty interesting set of monsters to fight. Sale.
I'm having a sale today. Luck is wow, that's a bunch.
There's something it's gonna do? Oh yeah, it's gonna sell
You're sure to find a bargain today. Let's see
all of the sale items.
Thank you. I call this a win-win. Done and done.
It is kind of
Thank you.
interesting
Done and done.
how money in this game is only meaningful for like
Call this a win-win.
the very early stages. And with this version at least, you just sort of don't need to worry
Thank you for your patronage.
because you can kind of just
Hey, good to see
sell all the eggs that you would have for free at the start.
Fight fire with fire.
No, I'm here for armor.
Now we're talking.
Ah, the worst looking setup. Sure. It looks like 2 level 2 gems in a level 4 and a level 3 slot. Hey. Terrible. Nope. Probably not bad. Nope. That might be worth it. I don't really know the specific, like, value of Powder Mantle. Like, is Powder Mantle and Water Attack is probably worth a level of attack boost. Like, it's probably better.
Put some power into it.
The water attack isn't great. Yeah, okay. And I mean, it's not gonna... Oh, actually. Nah. Probably good. I kind of like that, but... I'll do one more? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I have more of these that I could definitely try and tweak. I don't know if I've done anything on this one. Oh yeah, I have +9 defense. Ooh, actually. Losing 9 defense but gaining a level of handicraft is probably worth it. Not great, but it's probably better than... a little bit of defense. I am intentionally choosing to not use Skills Plus because I just wanted to do that quickly. Oh, I meant to switch that out. I got sidetracked. I need to switch that out. Because I'm pretty sure this is strictly better. Well, I don't actually think it's set here, but... it's still strictly better. That should be fine. Oops. But that's it for today. There's something I wanted to check first, though. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if I could see, sorry. Powder Mantle here, whether it... does anything in here. I do have it equipped, don't I? I don't think it does anything right now, or level 1 is really bad. Because I don't see any powder build up. Oh, it's orange maybe? Okay, it is built up. It's just very slow. Which is fine for a level 1. Okay, it's blue now. And that was an extra explosion. Okay. That means a little bit of damage for now. my assumption is it's probably not that good with just one level, but it's something, and it's better than what... I think it's worth losing one level of attack. Might not be. It might trigger too infrequently for it to be worthwhile at one level, but... I just want to check. I need to know if... Okay, I need to know what provides it. Can I get decorations? Actually, there's a chart here. 31, 22, 16 hits to charge up the mantle. But the blue powder explosion scales with the hit, or with attacks. It might actually be not that good. Okay, yeah. The only way to reliably get powder mantle is the Risen Kaiser armor, which is kind of to be expected. Maybe I can get it with...
I'm having a sale today.
Melding pot? Vigor, maybe? Or I'm checking this because this actually has a list. I might actually... I don't think I have powder mantle already. I mean, it would be weird to give, like, Blade Scale, Chameleos, Tailstruck, Gushala. But it seems to be the case. It's kind of interesting. The things that are available. Like, Blood Right's available. It's kind of funny. Okay. I just want to do one craft. I'm gonna use a ticket. I don't know if I should use a ticket.
Alright, here we go.
Critical draw chart. Oh, that's probably not great. But like as a basic, if it was better. If it was a better version of this, it would probably be good on a greatsword. Maybe two critical draw, 2 charge master, and better slots. Yeah, that's neat. Evade extender status trigger and constitution flinch free. Interesting. I probably have a ton of talismans that I could sacrifice. Let's do one. See what level I can get. That one's funny. That one's interesting. Yeah, that one's fine. Let's just reload speed 4 or master's touch in a 4. That's not great. Might be worth it for the bloodlust level. The artillery. I need to get artillery for the purpose of charge blade. I need to get artillery on some stuff. Well, that's a fun pairing. Dragonheart and Chameleos Blessing. Okay.
This'll be good. Here you are.
Yeah, I probably can only get like 3 levels. Maybe 4 is possible. But you can't really get 6 levels of attack boost probably. Or at least not often. I do need to check. Can you get one of those attack components that I just saw that I forgot the name of already? And if I can't remember it because if I don't see it, I won't remember it. So if I don't remember it, then it doesn't exist as an option. Which is kind of, you know, the brain and all that confusing. Yeah, it's not here. Does embolden? So embolden prolongs dodge invincibility. If you have 3 levels of embolden and 5 levels of evade window, do you have a crazy big dodge invuln? Or do they not stack? Because I would never use that because that's not interesting, but I mean, it's only interesting in like a, I don't know, very minor theory crafting sort of way. Like how much evade window could you get? This says greatly increases invulnerability window and massively. This says greatly prolongs dodging invincibility. So either they don't do the same thing and somehow it's different, or they use different words. Like increases invuln window. This button. Whereas this one is prolongs dodging invincibility. Like different verbiage for presumably the same thing, which is funny to me. It's probably not worth it.
Alright, here we go.
You can get 4 levels of defense boost, which I think suggests you can probably get 4 levels of attack boost, I would hope. But that's a baseless assumption. Anyway, I got sidetracked, but I'm going to wrap up. Next time, before next time, I will have streamed for a while over the weekend. And hopefully I will have made progress on anomaly investigations. Ideally, but not realistically, just ideally, I could be close to 200 by next time. I don't know if I will be. I'll probably be more like between 160 and 180 is my baseless guess. I have no basis for it, hence why it's a baseless guess. But it'll be what it is. It'll go how it goes. Meaningless words. Yeah. I'll see how it goes. I will have made progress. I will hopefully have some of this crafting done. I'll grind out the shards. I'll hopefully be able to get the horns and the wings. And then these I'm uncertain about. Oh, the blue! The blue is from handicraft. I hate that. That looks absolutely terrible. It looks so out of place. Why would you do this? I know why. It's there to indicate the increased length of sharpness, but it just looks really bad. It just is out of place. But anyway, I should wrap up. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.